Welcome back to the channel, Rare Coins Collections. If you're a fan of rare coins and treasure hunting through your loose change, then today's video is one you won't want to miss. We're about to talk about a coin that might just be sitting in your collection right now, quietly holding its value. I'm talking about the United States quarter dollar from the year 1994. While most people view it as just another regular quarter, this coin has quite the story to tell and can be worth much more than you think. The 1994 quarter dollar is part of the ongoing series of Washington quarters that started back in 1932. These quarters feature a profile of George Washington, our first president, and have been in circulation for decades. The design was created by John Flanagan and has remained largely unchanged since its introduction. However, just because it's a common design doesn't mean every coin from that era is of the same value. You'll be surprised to learn that the 1994 quarter dollar, while largely common, has its own unique qualities that can make it worth thousands of dollars. Now, let's take a step back in time. 1994 was an interesting year in the world of coinage. The United States was in a period of economic growth, and the minting of coins during this time was in full swing. The U.S. Mint produced billions of quarters in various mints across the country, with coins coming from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. As with all U.S. coins, each mint mark plays a role in determining the rarity and value of a coin. The mint mark on a 1994 quarter can tell us whether it came from Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. Of these, quarters from the San Francisco Mint are generally the most sought after, especially if they are proof coins. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1994 quarter dollar so special? Well, the key lies in a combination of rarity, minting quality, and condition. If you come across a 1994 quarter that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, then you've definitely stumbled upon something worth checking out. Coins that are well preserved and have never been in circulation can be much more valuable than their worn counterparts. These coins have retained their detail, shine, and luster, which collectors love to see, but the value of the 1994 quarter isn't just about condition. There's another crucial element to consider: minting errors. Sometimes, during the production process, something goes wrong. This could result in a coin with a slight misalignment, double strikes, or other noticeable imperfections. These errors can turn an otherwise standard coin into a one-of-a-kind collector's item. Coins with these minting mistakes are highly prized because they are unique and cannot be found in any other coin. If you happen to have a 1994 quarter with a minting error, you could be holding on to something that's worth far more than you might have imagined. For example, one of the most common errors found on 1994 quarters is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be printed off-center. These coins are highly sought after by collectors, as they're rare and visually striking. Other types of errors include double strikes, where the coin is struck twice by the minting press, resulting in a doubled image. These coins are also highly valued, and if you're lucky enough to find one in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, let's talk about the ultimate value of the 1994 quarter dollar. While the average coin from this year may only be worth its face value of 25 cents, a well-preserved or error-filled 1994 quarter can fetch a much higher price. The key is finding a coin in uncirculated condition or discovering one with a rare minting error. A 1994 quarter in pristine condition, especially from the San Francisco Mint, could be worth thousands of dollars to the right collector. Are you ready for the jaw-dropping number? A rare, uncirculated 1994 quarter could be worth as much as $42,000. Yes, $42,000 for a single coin that most people would overlook in their pocket change. That's the incredible value of a well-preserved or error-filled 1994 quarter. Imagine finding one of these in your collection, or even better, in your spare change. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unassuming coins can be worth a lot more than we realize. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to explore the world of rare coins, the 1994 quarter dollar is a prime example of how small details can make a world of difference in the value of a coin. So, before you go spending your quarters, take a moment to check for any mint marks or potential errors. That quarter in your pocket might just be a treasure waiting to be discovered. Today, we're diving into a quarter that you might already have in your collection or possibly even in your change jar. I'm talking about the 1965 United States quarter dollar. Now, don't let the year fool you. While this quarter may seem like just another coin from the mid-1960s, there's something truly special about it that could make it worth a small fortune. Stick with me, and I'll show you how this humble 25-cent piece can potentially fetch a price that will truly amaze you. Let's start by setting the stage for 1965. It was a significant year for the United States in terms of both historical and cultural events. The country was in the midst of major social and political changes, and the mint was working hard to meet the demands for circulating coins. Now, what makes the 1965 quarter unique? Unlike other quarters of the era, 1965 marked the first year that the U.S. Mint stopped using silver for its quarters. This was due to the rising cost of silver, which led to the decision to switch to a copper-nickel-clad composition for many coins, including the quarter. So, if you're looking at a 1965 quarter and wondering why it doesn't have the same shiny silver appearance as some of its predecessors, now you know why. This change in metal composition didn't just affect the look and feel of the quarter, it also made the 1965 quarter an important piece in the history of American coinage. In fact, the 1965 quarter was part of the series of coins that helped define the mint's transition away from silver, marking the end of an era for U.S. currency. And while it may seem like just another coin in the lineup, collectors soon realized that there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. Now, let's talk about what really makes this 1965 quarter stand out from the crowd: its rarity and condition. As you might already know, the value of a coin doesn't just depend on its age or design. The condition plays a huge role in determining its worth. The 1965 quarter was minted in vast quantities, but many of these coins were put into circulation and were subjected to the wear and tear of everyday life. As a result, finding one in excellent, uncirculated condition is quite rare, and that's where the value comes into play. A well-preserved 1965 quarter, with no significant wear or damage, is a sought-after prize for collectors. If you happen to have a 1965 quarter that has been kept in pristine condition, you're already on the right track. But what about those rare variants, you might ask? Well, just like with many other coins, there are special features that can make a 1965 quarter even more valuable. One of the most important things to look for is the mint mark. The mint mark on a coin indicates where it was produced, and in the case of the 1965 quarter, there are three possible mint marks: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. While the mint marks themselves aren't necessarily rare, the location of the minting can play a role in the coin's desirability. Coins minted in Denver, for example, are often more common than those produced in San Francisco or Philadelphia. If you happen to have a 1965 quarter from the San Francisco Mint, especially in uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a significantly more valuable piece. But it doesn't stop there. A few years after the 1965 quarter was released, some coins from this period were found to have strange errors, such as misstrikes or unusual metal compositions. One of the rarest and most valuable 1965 quarters are those with minting errors, particularly those that have been struck with a wrong die or have been double struck. These errors make the coin unique and increase its desirability among collectors. So, if you happen to spot a 1965 quarter with some unusual characteristics, whether it's an off-center strike or an error in the design, you might be holding on to something truly extraordinary. Now, I know you're all probably wondering, how much could a 1965 quarter really be worth? While most standard 1965 quarters are valued at face value or a bit more depending on their condition, there are some that have sold for much, much more. For instance, a 1965 quarter that is in perfect, uncirculated condition, especially one that has a minting error or comes from a rare mint, could be worth a small fortune. If you're fortunate enough to find a 1965 quarter that checks all the boxes, excellent condition, a rare mint mark, and possibly even an error, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $60,000. Yes, that's right, $60,000 for a single 1965 quarter. It might seem unbelievable, but it's true. A well-preserved quarter from 1965, especially with a minting error, is a valuable treasure that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. So, the next time you're going through your change or checking your coin collection, make sure to take a closer look at any 1965 quarters you might have. With their rich history, unique characteristics, and the potential for rarity, these coins could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Thank you so much for tuning in today and exploring the world of the 1965 quarter with me. If you found this video helpful and exciting, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss any future coin discoveries. Have you ever found a rare coin like this, or do you have a 1965 quarter in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Until next time, happy coin hunting, and remember, those seemingly ordinary coins could hold the key to a treasure trove of value. Today's video is for you. We're taking a close look at a coin that you might have lying around, perhaps even in your pocket or change jar, and it could be worth far more than you ever thought. That's right, we're talking about the 1996 United States quarter dollar. You might think it's just another quarter, but trust me when I say there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. Stick around, and I'll show you how this simple coin could be hiding a treasure worth thousands of dollars. Let's take a trip back in time to 1996, a year that's often remembered for cultural and historical events. In the world of U.S. coins, it was a year like any other, as the United States Mint continued producing coins for circulation. The quarter, of course, has been a staple of American currency for decades, and the design remained the same as it had for many years. George Washington's profile graced the obverse side of the coin, while the reverse showed the majestic eagle perched on an olive branch, symbolizing both strength and peace. A timeless and powerful design, for sure, but even though the 1996 quarter looks just like any other, the true value of this coin lies not only in its design but also in its rarity, condition, and potential minting errors. Yes, even quarters from 1996 can be worth much more than their face value of 25 cents if you know what to look for. So let's break it down and explore what makes this quarter unique, and how it could be worth a small fortune. First things first, let's talk about the mint mark. Every coin produced by the U.S. Mint has a mint mark, which indicates where the coin was struck. For the 1996 quarter, you'll likely see one of three possible mint marks: P for the Philadelphia Mint, D for the Denver Mint, or S for the San Francisco Mint. Now, you might think that all mint marks are created equal, but that's not the case. For collectors, some mint marks are more desirable than others. Proof coins, for example, are struck at the San Francisco Mint and are specially made for collectors. These proof coins are given extra attention and are made with high-quality materials to ensure they have a brilliant, shiny finish. The Philadelphia and Denver Mints, on the other hand, typically produced coins for circulation. While these quarters may not be quite as rare as proof coins, they still hold value, especially if they are in exceptional condition. Speaking of which, let's dive into the importance of condition. Just like with any collectible item, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A quarter that has been used in everyday transactions, with visible wear, scratches, or discoloration, is likely to be worth only its face value, or maybe just a little more if it's in decent shape. However, if you happen to have a 1996 quarter in uncirculated condition, you're in luck. Uncirculated coins are those that have never been used in everyday transactions and have been carefully stored to maintain their original shine and luster. These coins are highly prized by collectors, and their value can skyrocket when they're in pristine condition. So, if you've got a 1996 quarter that still looks brand new, you've definitely got something special on your hands. But the real kicker when it comes to rare coins is the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in coins with unique features or flaws. For example, a 1996 quarter could have been struck off-center, meaning the design on the coin is misaligned. Or, perhaps, it could have a double strike, where the coin was struck more than once, creating a blurry or overlapping design. These errors, while rare, can make a coin incredibly valuable because they're one-of-a-kind pieces that stand out from the rest. Collectors go wild for error coins because they're unique and often harder to find than the typical coins produced by the mint. If you're lucky enough to have a 1996 quarter with a minting error, you're looking at a coin that could fetch a much higher price. Minting errors make a coin much more desirable, and their value can increase dramatically, depending on the nature of the error and the condition of the coin. So, how much could a 1996 quarter be worth? While most quarters from this year may only be worth a few dollars if they are in excellent condition, a 1996 quarter in mint state or proof condition, especially one with a minting error, can be worth significantly more. A rare, well-preserved 1996 quarter might not just be worth $50, or even $100, it could be worth as much as $45,000. Yes, you heard that right. $45,000 for a single 1996 quarter. That's the beauty of coin collecting. What might seem like a simple, everyday item can actually be worth an impressive amount if you know what you're looking for. Whether you have a coin in perfect, uncirculated condition, or if you find one with a minting error, you could be holding on to a small fortune. So next time you find yourself looking through your change, make sure to check for those 1996 quarters. You never know. What you thought was just another quarter might turn out to be a rare, valuable piece of history. Today's video is one you don't want to miss. We're diving into the fascinating world of the United States quarter dollar, specifically the 1986 mint mark quarter. While you may have a few of these quarters sitting around, trust me when I say this, there's a chance you could be holding on to something worth far more than its face value. That's right, today we're talking about a coin that might be hiding a pretty hefty sum. You'll definitely want to stick around for this one. First, let's take a step back in time to 1986. The United States was in the middle of a decade filled with economic change and growth, and the minting of coins was no exception. During this period, the U.S. Mint was actively producing quarters, continuing the tradition of the iconic Washington quarter, which had been the standard design since 1932. The obverse of the 1986 quarter features the well-known profile of George Washington, the first President of the United States. This image, designed by John Flanagan, has become synonymous with American history and pride. The reverse of the 1986 quarter, as with many quarters from this period, features the classic design of the bald eagle holding an olive branch and arrows. This symbol of strength and peace has been a part of U.S. coinage for generations. But while the design is familiar and beloved by collectors, what really makes the 1986 quarter stand out is its potential to be worth more than just 25 cents. Let's dive into why. One of the key factors in determining a coin's value is its mint mark. In 1986, quarters were produced in 3 locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Each of these mints placed a distinct mark on their coins to indicate where they were struck. The Philadelphia Mint used a P mint mark, while the Denver Mint used a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint placed an S mint mark on proof coins. When it comes to the 1986 quarter, the mint mark you find on the coin can tell you a lot about its potential value. For example, proof coins, those specially made for collectors, were produced at the San Francisco Mint. These coins were struck with extra care and attention, making them high quality, shiny, and in pristine condition. If you happen to have a proof 1986 quarter from the San Francisco Mint, you're already in a better position, as proof coins tend to hold higher value in the collector's market. But the value doesn't stop there. Another important factor to consider when assessing the value of your 1986 quarter is its condition. Coins that have been in circulation for many years often show signs of wear and tear, such as scratches, discoloration, and loss of detail. These coins are typically worth only their face value, or perhaps a small premium if they're in decent condition. However, if you find an uncirculated 1986 quarter, that is, a coin that has never been used in day-to-day transactions, you could be looking at something much more valuable. Uncirculated coins are the holy grail for collectors because they retain all of their original detail, shine, and luster, which increases their market value significantly. But wait, there's more. Some 1986 quarters may have minting errors, and that's where things really start to get exciting. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in coins that have unique features or flaws. For instance, a 1986 quarter could have been struck off-center, meaning the design isn't aligned properly, or it could have a double strike, where the coin was struck more than once, creating a double image. Other errors might include die cracks or missing features, which can make a coin even more rare and desirable to collectors. If you've got a 1986 quarter with a minting error, then you're looking at a truly valuable coin. Error coins are some of the most coveted items in the numismatic world because they are one-of-a-kind pieces, unlike any other coin out there. Finding an error coin, especially from a year like 1986, can be like striking gold in the world of coin collecting. So, it's important to carefully inspect any 1986 quarters you come across for possible minting errors. Now, let's talk numbers. While a regular 1986 quarter might not be worth much more than face value, if you happen to have a proof coin, an uncirculated coin, or, better yet, an error coin, you could be sitting on something really valuable. A well-preserved, error-filled 1986 quarter could fetch a remarkable price. Are you ready for the big reveal? A rare, error-free or proof 1986 quarter could be worth as much as $56,000. Yes, that's $56,000 for a single coin. It's amazing to think that a coin that looks like just another regular quarter could have such a high value, but that's the magic of coin collecting. Whether you find one in a collection you've inherited or happen to come across it while going through your loose change, the 1986 quarter holds the potential for incredible value. Remember, condition is key, and if you're lucky enough to find one with a minting error, you could be holding onto a true treasure. So, the next time you're sorting through your coins, take a moment to check out any 1986 quarters you might have. Pay close attention to the mint mark, the condition, and whether there are any minting errors. You just might discover a coin that could change your life. Today's video will give you the inside scoop on one specific coin that could be worth far more than you'd ever expect. We're talking about the United States quarter dollar from 1984. Now, most of us have come across a few 1984 quarters in our lifetimes, but have you ever stopped to think about what they could be worth? Well, you might be in for a huge surprise, because this seemingly ordinary quarter can actually fetch a substantial price, if you know what to look for. So let's start by exploring the background of the 1984 quarter dollar. The design of this coin has been relatively unchanged for decades, with the iconic image of George Washington, our first president, gracing the obverse. This design, created by John Flanagan, has been on the quarter since 1932 and remains one of the most recognizable symbols in American coinage. The reverse of the 1984 quarter, like many of the quarters from this era, features the classic eagle perched atop an olive branch, symbolizing peace and strength. The overall design reflects both the history and the ideals of the United States, which makes these coins valuable in their own right. However, when it comes to coin collecting, the value of a coin doesn't just lie in its design, it also depends on several other factors, such as rarity, condition, and potential minting errors. And that's where things get interesting with the 1984 quarter. While the U.S. Mint produced millions of these quarters, the truth is that not all 1984 quarters are created equal. Some are worth far more than others, depending on these key factors. And trust me, if you're not paying attention, you could easily overlook a quarter that's worth thousands of dollars. One of the first things to check when looking at a 1984 quarter is its mint mark. You may not realize this, but the mint mark on a coin reveals where it was produced, and the mint location plays a huge role in determining a coin's value. For the 1984 quarter, there are 3 possible mint marks you might find: P for the Philadelphia Mint, D for the Denver Mint, and S for the San Francisco Mint. Typically, coins produced at the San Francisco Mint are considered the most valuable, especially if they're proof coins. Proof coins are special editions of coins made specifically for collectors. They are struck multiple times to give them a high-quality finish, which makes them look extra shiny and detailed. Another major factor that can influence the value of your 1984 quarter is its condition. As with all coins, wear and tear are a big deal. If a quarter has been in circulation for years, it might have some scratches, nicks, or discoloration, which would lower its value. But if you happen to have a 1984 quarter that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, then you've got yourself something really special. Uncirculated coins are ones that have never been used in everyday transactions, and as a result, they still maintain their original luster and detail. These coins are much more valuable than their worn counterparts, and they're exactly what collectors are looking for. But the real game changer when it comes to the value of the 1984 quarter is the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors are when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin that doesn't match the intended design. These errors are rare, but when they do occur, they can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into something extremely valuable. A 1984 quarter with a minting error could easily fetch far more than its face value. Some of the most common minting errors include things like double strikes, where the coin is struck more than once, or off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned. Other possible errors might include die cracks, where the die used to stamp the coin develops a crack, leaving a noticeable mark on the coin. Now that we've covered the basics of what to look for, let's get to the good stuff, the value of the 1984 quarter. At first glance, you might think that a 1984 quarter is worth just 25 cents. However, if you've got a rare proof coin, or better yet, one with a unique minting error, your coin could be worth thousands of dollars. Some of the more valuable 1984 quarters, especially those in uncirculated condition or with minting errors, have been known to sell for staggering prices. Ready for the shocker? A rare 1984 quarter could be worth as much as $49,000. Yes, that's $49,000 for a single coin, so the next time you come across a 1984 quarter, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. Does it have any mint marks or signs of being a proof coin? Is it in great condition, free from scratches and damage? Or could it have a minting error that could make it worth a small fortune? It's always worth taking a few moments to carefully inspect your coins because you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure.